Clarence Gatemouth Brown was born in Vinton, Louisiana, and raised in Orange, Texas. But if you asked him, he would tell you he was from Texas. Some say he was a blues man, but he didn't like the term. He played a wide range of music, Texas music. He played Western swing, hillbilly jazz, zydeco, old country, gospel, and blues, and played just about every instrument too: guitar, fiddle, mandolin, viola, harmonica, and drums. Before he died at age 81, he was inducted into the Blues Hall of Fame. He lived his last years in Slidell, Louisiana, until Hurricane Katrina destroyed his home. He was then evacuated to his childhood home of Orange, Texas, where he died 2 weeks later. He was buried in Hollywood Cemetery, an all-black burial ground. It was once called Community Cemetery, but the owner changed its name because everybody out there, just like in Hollywood, is a star to their respective families. Gatemouth was a star to his family, but also to all fans of American roots music. 3 years later, another deadly hurricane, Hurricane Ike, hit Texas. It was the worst storm to hit Texas in 25 years and the third costliest hurricane on record in the United States. It flooded Hollywood Cemetery and washed away Gatemouth's coffin and dozens of others. The day after this happened, George W. Bush arrived in Texas to survey the damage. He didn't lose any time, as he had done 3 years earlier in Louisiana, doing a birthday photo op with John McCain the day after the levees were breached, or waiting around for Condoleezza Rice to buy a pair of shoes worth thousands of dollars 3 days after the levees were breached. After all, Houston and Galveston Island were two cities central to the U.S. oil industry and were hit pretty hard. Even his ranch in Crawford was hit, though not that bad. Gatemouth had his work cut out for him, getting everybody out of Hollywood Cemetery before this empty suit had a chance to talk his smack to them. Wouldn't you rather hear a good blues? Thank God Gate was successful.
The storm took away his bed. He didn't raise hell in New Orleans when the storm took away his bed. But when the flood raised his grave in Texas, he wailed till he woke up the dead. Cried Big Daddy's riding to Texas on a racehorse that beats the wind. He won't be late like last time, cause these folks are Big Daddy's kin. He'll bless the big boys and their oil, but his tears will be for the birds, cause the devil be gone when he gets here and spared all his trifling words. The winds of Ike were howling and the moon turned bloody red. The winds of Ike were howling and the moon turned bloody red. That's when Gatemouth Brown from Texas led his parade of the dead. One by one the caskets rose, floating up from the bubbling ground. They all lined up behind Gatemouth and nobody made a sound. Then he told all his people, follow Gate out the gate, cause if you see the devil riding, you'll know you were too damn late. Oh, the winds of Ike were howling and the moon turned bloody red. The winds of Ike were howling and the moon turned bloody red. That's when Gatemouth Brown from Texas led his parade of the dead. Oh, when I lost my home in Louisiana, Big Daddy was on vacation. He was the last to see the devastation. He was cutting old Johnny Mac's cake, and Conley was buying shoes. That's why Gates back from the grave to sing just one more blues. The winds of life were howling, and the moon turned bloody red. The winds of life were howling, and the moon turned bloody red. That's when Gatemouth Brown from Texas